of the open meeting law, GL-30A18, and the governor's March 15, 2020 order imposing strict limitations on the number of people that may gather in one place. This meeting of the Bridgewater Conservation will be conducted via remote participation in the greatest extent possible. No in-person attendance of members of the public will be permitted, but every effort will be made to ensure the public can adequately access proceedings in real time. This meeting is being recorded, and within 48 hours we'll post a link to the recording of the town's website and or town social media page. The following members of the Bridgewater Conservation are participating remotely: Marilyn McDonald, Chair; Harry Bailey, Vice Chair; and Eileen Prisco. During this meeting, all votes and boards will be taken by a roll call. The following Bridgewater Town staff will be participating remotely: Stephen Slobo, Conservation Agent; Jasmine Farinacci, Executive Agent. At this time, everyone's mics is muted. The commission's mics will be unmuted through the whole meeting as it appears on the agenda, and the objective representative mics will be unmuted. If the project is a public hearing and allows for public comment, we will ask that you use the chat feature and ask your questions by listing your name, address, and addressing your question. The chair or vice chair, or Jasmine in this case, remotely will recognize the question in order. You can also use the raise my hand feature in the participating menu, and you will be unmuted when the chair recognizes you. Jasmine, again, please state your name and address before asking a question. If you're on the phone, you can dial #9, raise your hand. So good evening, everybody. Jasmine, I don't know if you heard, but my main computer went down and Michael quickly ran over and got me set up on this. So I really don't have much in front of me as far as agenda or anything. So if you want to, I know we have a limited time with Harry needing to be on the 7 o'clock budget meeting. So we're going to rock and roll right into the agenda. First thing is old business. What do we have, Jasmine?
We can't hear you, Jasmine.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Okay, we can hear you now.
Oh, thank goodness. Okay, first for old business is an abbreviated notice of resource area delineation for 180 Broad Street by Pear Corps.
Okay.
That would be Seaver. Go ahead, Marilyn.
Okay, I believe on the last meeting that was closed, we went out for a site walk. Steve, I'll let you open up with it. Any comments?
Sure. Yeah, so you just pretty much summed it up. This is a abbreviated notice of resource area delineation. The commission requested a site walk with Paracourt. Stephen Meltzer also joined us on site. We walked the site, and we're pretty much in full agreement with the resource areas as they were delineated on site. As we all know, this was closed out at the last meeting, so actually at this point we're looking for an issuance on that order. So if the commission so moves, we will move forward with that unless the commission or any abutters have any questions.
Okay, moving forward, I have no issues with the resource area. It was good to get out there. I'll ask any members. Harry, at this time?
No problems.
Okay, Eileen, any issues?
No issues.
Okay, at this time, anybody in the audience with a question on this filing?
Yes.
Okay, please state your name and address for the record, please.
So my name is Jim Taxera. I live on 71 Red Mill Road in Bridgewater. It abuts to property coming off Artie's. Questions on, quite frankly, I've tried to purchase the property in the past, but it has been wetlands, and I'm going to get my lawyer involved as well.
Like, you know what? I'm sorry, we lost your volume for a minute there. Can you repeat?
Yep, absolutely. I apologize. Let me.
No worries. We're all
Can you hear
having
me now?
technical problems tonight.
Yep, I apologize. So I abut the property. If you look at my property line on 71 Red Mill Road, David Sylvia, who I bought the house from, was a Bridgewater police officer. I'm a little confused as to why, quite frankly, it's all wetland, to be quite honest. So I'm just asking, I guess, I think there's a single domicile that's looking to be installed. I haven't seen it. I've talked to Artie, who lives abutting the property. So I just am, I guess, looking for answers.
Okay, so I can help you. So at this time, there is no proposed plans. What the conservation did was recognize what we call like a resource area, identifying where the wetland line is. Now, we have went out there, looked at the wetland line. We're agreeing where the wetland line is presumably when we vote on this, that you still, anything that gets voted on does have a 10-day appeal with Mass DEP. Again, this is no project being presented to us. All we're doing at this time on this filing is saying that's where we agree the wetland line is, where the 100-foot jurisdiction on us comes in.
Marilyn,
Yep.
before we go any further, he's on the wrong property.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think that
Oh, okay.
He's on Beach Street. We're talking about Broad Street.
Okay, well, that explains that then.
Yep, I'm on the other side. I'm very well set back.
Okay, sir, we're discussing the project on Perkins on Foundry Street, or sorry, Broad Street right now. So that agenda item has not come to the public open meeting section of this meeting yet.
Okay. Well, I apologize, Steve, if I could have,
No problem.
I got the invite and I
Sure.
saw that my mother-in-law, who's here a couple weeks, days a week, she noticed people were walking and tagging the property line. So I would just need some
We'll get to it.
communication on
So,
that.
sir, when we get to that filing, you will have a chance to make a comment.
Sure.
Again, everybody's kind of scattered tonight on Zoom. I'm having a hard time hearing, but we'll keep this going. So again,
Okay, I apologize, Marilyn.
That's all right.
I apologize,
hey,
everybody.
no worries,
Okay.
really, no worries, no worries. I didn't even hear that it was a different property either, so no worries. Again, anybody now on the question of is it, again, without the agenda in front of me, 180 Broad, Jasmine?
I'm not seeing anyone, no. Nobody's
Okay.
raising their hands or.
All right, so no further questions on 180 Broad Street, ANRAD filing. At this time, the chair would recommend a motion of approval.
Make a motion to approve the INRAD for 180 Broad Street.
Second.
Okay, here in a second, any further discussion?
Nope.
Hearing none, roll call vote, please. Marilyn McDonald, aye. Harry Bailey,
Aye.
Eileen Prisco.
Aye.
Okay, thank you. That one is closed and that order is approved.
Thank you very much, everybody. Have a good
Thank
night.
you guys. See you.
yeah,
I'll
thank
be
you
in
very
touch.
much.
Good night.
Yep, have a good
Thank
night.
you. Okay, next on the agenda, Jasmine, if you can please help without.
Notice of intent, High Street Dam, Malone and McBroom.
Okay. I'll open up with this. Remains open, correct? We have not closed this without my notes in front of me.
Correct, Marilyn. Yep.
Okay, all right.
So we're
So,
still,
as you know, we were all out there on a site walk. I think this has been a well-prepared, well-looked-at project from wetlands. I have no issues at this with all. Steve, I'll let you do a follow-up further.
sure. I've been in communication with Chris, who's joining us tonight on this subject, as we have been since late last year. The only thing that really differs at this point for the commission, I think, is that Chris has brought it to my attention that these type of projects, these limited ecological restoration projects, actually have a special order of conditions that is associated with them, that typically it has a pretty much broad ranging scope of standard conditions and boilerplates that are attached. So therefore, I'm going to sit with Chris over the next 2 weeks, and we're going to discuss some of the finer tuning of some of those conditions, see how they fit here. Obviously, they're all probably going to apply as it's a standardized order of conditions. There may be some extra things according to the bylaw that may have to be inserted. And then hopefully in 2 weeks, the plan is to come forth with an order that's ready to close on and issue.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Harry, any comments?
No, I'll be reporting to the council, the Taunton River Stewardship Council, in about half an hour.
Okay. All right, Eileen, any comments on this?
No, I'm good. I think it's a great project. Can't wait.
Okay, and I'm sure, with the conditions, they'll be very, keep us informed step of the way.
Yeah.
Any, dredging, stuff like that, so I'm
I'm sure Chris can elaborate a bit, or if we have any questions in the next 2 weeks leading up to that, seeing as we're pressed for time tonight, we can probably, get back to Chris and he could probably answer anything we need answered for us.
Okay, that sounds like a good plan. All right, so hearing none further from the commission, anybody with a question on this filing on High Street dam removal? Again, High Street dam removal?
Chris Hole, could you please just state your name and address for the record?
Yes, thanks. Again, this is Chris Fool. I'm with the Massachusetts Department of Fish and Game Division of Ecological Restoration, excuse me, representing the project team and the town on this project. I live in Plymouth, so I'm not sure that that's relevant, but
No, it's okay. Your title is perfect. Sorry.
okay.
Just habit of saying it.
Just to touch on briefly the conditions there, speaking broadly to the standard ecological restoration notice of intent conditions. They were developed by DEP to specifically get at many of the questions that commissions like yourselves would have for these projects that they don't see very often. So there's a very thorough standard suite of conditions that address the typical construction related concerns, sediment control, et cetera, that would be typical for any project really. But then they also have special conditions that are highlighted for the types of ecological restoration projects that a proponent is undertaking. So in this case, there would be special conditions for the dam removal aspect of the project and special conditions for the stream crossing replacement aspect of the project. They're similar, but just to touch on them briefly, they cover things such as monitoring during construction and after construction, so a period of up to 2 years, submittal of as-built plans, et cetera. And there's detailed criteria, photo monitoring stations that are required. So all that, we're certainly not asking for a waiver on. We expect to do that as we would with any kind of dam removal project like this. So over the next couple of weeks, Steve, if you have any questions or the commission has any questions along those lines for the standard conditions, happy to answer them. In most cases, communities won't add additional conditions because they are pretty comprehensive.
Okay.
However, as you pointed out, communities can certainly do that under their bylaw if they have one. So
Yeah, I don't expect it. I just left it out there as sort of a possibility.
Yep, definitely.
No, I think it's been well publicized, everybody's been well informed on it. So it's been, a very good project as far as informing the commission along with the public. So we'll take a look at those conditions. Thank you again.
Okay. Yeah. And I have nothing else. I'm happy to answer any questions if there are any. But otherwise, thank you.
Thank you, Chris.
Any further questions on the High Street Dam project, please?
I'm not seeing any, Marilyn.
Okay. All right. Seeing no further on the questions, the chair would entertain a motion, please, for closure on this.
I'll make a motion to close the hearing on the High Street Dam.
Second.
Okay, here in a second. Any further discussion? No, as mentioned, we'll take a look at those specials. Okay, chair would make a motion, please, to vote. Marilyn McDonald, aye. Harry Bailey?
Aye.
Eileen Prisco?
Aye.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your presentation. Well organized, and this meeting is closed.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Chair, and thank you, Commission. I appreciate the time.
Thank you. Have a good evening.
Thank you.
Okay, what time do we have?
The limited time was 6:45, so
Okay, so at the minimum, we have to open this because it was advertised in the correct amount of time. It does not mean we have to act on it.
okay.
Obviously, we have abutters that have concerns. And we did head in tonight knowing that we did have a time constraint. So Jasmine, will you please read the ad so that we can get off the ground, and we will cut this. I'll have the chairperson cut it off when she sees fit.
It's 232 Beach Street, notice of public hearing, Conservation Commission, Bridgewater, Mass. In accordance with Massachusetts General Laws, Chapter 131, Section 40, in the Town of Bridgewater Local Wetland Bylaw, the Bridgewater Conservation Commission will hold a public hearing on Thursday, January 14th, 2021 at 6:30 p.m. No in-person meeting at the Academy Building as the Academy Building is closed. Visit the Town of Bridgewater website for virtual Zoom meeting information or contact the office at 508-697-0907. The Commission will be holding a public hearing on a notice of intent filed by Quail Hollow Inc. of 30 Bedford Park, Bridgewater, Mass. The applicant has filed a notice of intent to construct a single-family dwelling, driveway, utilities, and soil absorption system along with related grading within the 100-foot buffer zone. The property is owned by Quail Hollow Inc. and is located between 181 and 232 Beach Street, Bridgewater, Mass. and is shown on Assessor's Map 131, Lot 2A. All interested persons are encouraged to attend.
Okay, thank you, Jasmine. All right, so I'm going to consider this officially open. However, at this time, the commission has not received anything on it. We have a very strict timeline tonight. Our next meeting, I believe, is the 28th. Is that correct?
Yes, 2 weeks from tonight.
Okay, all right. I think it's appropriate to have it presented at that time where it can fully be heard with, limited time, and then have anybody's concerns addressed. And by then, we can be out there and take a look before that meeting so we can further
Sure.
assist on this filing and any questions the abutters may have at that time. So we'll consider it opened, and I'll just take a motion at this time for a continuance.
Motion to continue the notice of intent for Beach Street for Quail Hollow Inc. to the 28th, was it?
Yep.
Yes.
At 6:30 PM.
And Marilyn,
Yep.
if I may, will we get a notification for this?
Actually, this is gonna be your notice now, Jim. So you're gonna get notified as soon as we do this. So you won't get one in the mail, but we're gonna tell you the next time that we're gonna be on the Zoom.
Okay, I apologize for my ignorance first time.
No,
Thank
no,
you
no,
guys.
That-
no
But
worries, no
That's
worries.
okay.
So I'll
And Jim, feel free to call me at any time to discuss or ask any questions you may have regarding the regulatory process. What questions you may have that may or may not apply to this whole process, because there are questions that do apply and some that really don't. So I can kind of keep you, in the avenue of conservation for the purposes of your questions.
Great, yeah, if you'd like to meet, even 6 feet apart with the crazy world we live in, I would
Yep,
like to have a conversation.
I can do
And,
that too.
Get our butters and our neighbors involved as well. So I
Sure.
appreciate that, Steve.
Yeah,
Thank you.
we could certainly arrange that. Just reach out to the number that's right in that ad, or just call down to town hall and you'll be able to get a hold of me. The best way is actually via email.
Okay, great.
Great, thank
And
you.
I have to ask, I guess you went to Clemson, right?
I did, sir. Thank you.
All right, we're gonna continue with, the motion was made to continue. I did hear a motion, correct?
Yep.
All right, second, hearing a second.
Yes.
Any further discussion? As mentioned, we'll continue this on next meeting. We'll be out, we'll have more information once we ourselves go out. So roll call vote for continuance, please. Marilyn McDonald, aye. Harry Bailey,
Aye.
Eileen Prisco.
Aye.
Again, we apologize for our short time tonight, but we did want to be able to address the things within the short period of time that we had tonight. Not often that we have to get double booked on something. So again, thank you for everybody for your understanding on this.
Thank you as well.
Okay, again, that next meeting, Jim, is the 28th, Thursday, January 28th, 6:30 PM. This is your official notification for anybody interested on that next hearing. So you will not receive anything in the mail. Just join us again on Thursday, the 28th. Okay?
At 1800, 6 o'clock, 1830.
6:30.
6:30.
Okay.
You must have been in the military. I always get messed up with that time.
A little bit. Sorry, 6:30.
6:30 it is, 6:30 PM. Okay, moving right along, was there an order of conditions under conservation business, or were we, here's the
A
agenda.
request for certificate of compliance for 1025 Elm Street is
Okay.
what's left.
All right, let's do that under conservation business, request for certificate of compliance, 1025 Elm Street. Steve, I'm sure.
Yeah, so you guys are probably very familiar with this site. It's the large warehouse that it saddles the West Bridgewater line
Yep.
out on Elm Street.
Yep.
I was out on the site 2 days ago. The site looks great. Everything's stable. Silva's asking for a certificate of compliance, so straightforward. They followed the order conditions, so I recommend a closure and an issuance.
All right, sounds good. I know the area well. I have no questions on it. Harry?
No questions. I was out there about 2 weeks ago.
Okay, Eileen?
I was there yesterday.
All right,
That's
very
great.
good.
Nothing, but that's not true, because you said it dropped everything off.
All right. So the chair would entertain a motion, please, for an
Where's
issuance of,
I don't know if he was even on there. Remember, he said he
Okay, are we back?
Yes.
All right, so I'm making my motion first is to close?
no, in
Or it's
issuance.
just an issuance, okay. So, motion to approve the certificate of compliance on 1025 Elm Street.
Second.
Here in a second, any further discussion? Hearing none. Roll call vote, please. Marilyn McDonald, aye. Harry Bailey?
Aye.
Eileen Prisco?
Aye.
Okay, thank you. All right, last on conservation business is discuss conservation procedures. At this time limit, we don't really have time, so this would be tabled to the next meeting also. Do I have a motion on that?
Yep, motion to continue to the meeting on January 28th.
Second.
Okay, Aaron, second, roll call vote, Marilyn McDonald, aye. Harry Bailey,
Aye.
Eileen Prisco.
Aye.
All right, so I thank you, everybody, for on the timeline and getting Harry to his important meeting. So we will continue everything on the 28th. And last motion, please.
Motion to adjourn, my favorite.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much. Steve will be in touch. We'll get out on the Beach Street filing.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you, Steve, Marilyn.
Yep, thanks,
Thank
everybody.
you.
Good luck in your meeting, Harry.
I'm gone.